Alright, this video I'm going to walk through the process of getting data from a total station. This is the NTS. It's a NTS 332 South Total Station, and that's the program we're going to use to get the data into XYZ file format. So you're going to open the file. Right here you're probably going to go to USB operation, and then but I've got it in a separate file. So I'm going to open, and then there's the .pts file format, and there's your file. So now it's in the distance. It's interesting here. So it's in northing, easting, and elevation, right? So we're going to go to coordinate data, convert, and then I'm going to do a custom here. Alright, so we got to go before. It's coming in as a northing, easting. Oh no, so I think this is a point name. So there's a point name there. Northing, easting, Z, and code. I don't think you can leave it empty. I think you have to put something there. And then we're going to want point name. No, northing is correct still. Actually, no, that's we're going to want it in XYZ, so we're going to want it to come out easting. Northing, XY. So let's look at this. This is the X. So we want that first. Y is going to be the 0.004, so we're going to go Z and X, Y, and Z. The only one that's going to be left is the northing, right? And then code. Let's look at that real quick. So northing, easting, Z. We want it to be northing, Z, easting, right? Northing. No, it's X, so it's E. So yeah, so this is normally you take a shot. It's northing, easting, Z. We're going to change it to easting, which is X, Y, Z, right? So, but in this program, the Y is in the 2D plane, and then the Z is in this here is it's Y. This is going to come out, so it's coming in as a Z, right? Normally an XYZ in your total station, and we want it to be the Y coordinate, right? So the Z is going to get moved to the Y, and the N is Z. Yeah, it's going to be in the. You'll see that's the way it is in that. In AutoCAD. I'm not going to do it on AutoCAD. AutoCAD's a little simpler, but this one here we got to change it to go into DesignCAD. It's an actual XYZ file format. So let's just do it. All right. So it rearranges those, right? So X, Y in this CAD program, the Y is the elevation, and Z is the distance away from the instrument. All right. So I'm gonna file. I'm gonna save it. Save as. I'm just gonna call it XYZ, but it's not the XYZ file we're gonna use. So we're going to go USB input X, and that's just going to be a PTS, I guess, right? Save, yeah. No, XYZ input convert save. All right. So now, but anyways, all I'm going to do is just Control A. In case I have to go back, I can fix it. Control C. And then we're going to open up this Excel. Control V. And then we have the XYZ file, except it's not going to work. It's just this program just wants XYZ information. So I'm just going to go like this. Copy this information. Control C. Control V. And then you hit Control E, and it'll extract that information the same as on every line. And then you're going to go copy that, Control C, and then go to Notebook, Notepad. And then Control V, and that is the same information that's there. 4, 7, 13, 10, right? Then I'm going to file save as. And then that's not they're just going to call it, oh, it's just because I overwrote a different program. It is NTS Notepad. So it can help me track this down. That's fine, just save it as a text. And then you can close it. And then open up the file, NTS Notepad, and we're just going to change that to XYZ. Let's not do that. Get rid of that. Control C. Copy. Control V. All right. There's text, and then we're going to change that to XYZ. XYZ. Right? Sure. Now we're going to open up the DesignCad. We should be able to open that file now. File import. There's the file, hit open, and it'll draw it out. So, but it's not the way I would like to see it. So, but the nice thing is when you bring it in this way, you can rotate it. If you don't bring it in properly, and it's in 2D, so let's go 3D. So if you bring it in properly, it'll rotate like normal. If you don't bring it in properly, it won't rotate like this, you know what I mean? So for me, this is the way I took the shots on that instrument. So it'll allow me to see the perspective, right? The perspective's a little off. It was up higher, so I could do a 3D viewport and it wouldn't work. But anyways, this is the shot. So the first shot was here, which is the ground. Actually, I elevated the instrument. Enter, Control I, and we'll go through and kind of show you. So the elevation was 0.004. That's why it goes from Z to Y. It was 13 feet away in the northing, and then to the right. So I was oriented with this line here, right? So if you go from here to there, that's fine. From there to there, I think is there. Enter. The easting is 10.979 and 10.972, so there's probably a second shot up there. Shot that a couple times. Yeah, so I force it. I don't know how somehow it's not exactly lined up. None of these things are always perfect. They just give you exactly what you need, right? So anyways, that's delete. Oh, Control Z, and then so that's it. So then you can actually come in here, and I think this was the the volute at the bottom. Right, this is the spiral stairs coming down. Has all your points. A couple of shots were invisible. I couldn't get to them, and that's how you would import your points into AutoCAD. And that's actually where this came from. So right there, okay. It's all cleaned up. 2D, 3D. That's 2D view. I don't know, that's not the 3D, this is just, maybe it probably is. No, it's all 2D. But that's how you can take that information. So right here, let's go right here. You took these and drew them V, H to the bottom of the, let's just do a couple. See, enter. You can see it's laying out the 3D view right here. And then let's just go to 2D, and I'll show you how to, this, yeah, so it's 2D, so this is good, because you're going to think, well, that doesn't help me, but what you do is you go to options, right here, and then general, and you can change it to XZ, enter, and that'll give you your plan view, right? And then you can work in here, and so like right here, you could say for the barrel, you can go right like this. Right, you know, obviously I don't think that's the best fit, so I would go delete. I'll probably pick a little better. Control Z. I did this already in that model. I think that's looking better. That one's inside the house a little bit, inside the house. So maybe I would go to inside the house, 0. Let me do a different one, different color. I think I can see which one is going to be the best fit now. Probably go from here inside to 0. Maybe right there. That's probably the best. That's what I just did. Delete. I think that's a little bit better of a fit, and then that'll give you the radius for the barrel. I mean, and you can, really nice actually. You can see right here. You can see how close these points are. I mean, there's 3 shots at the same spot. And let's look at the precision, freeform, and then text, precision, 4, and decimal. Just got a curiosity to see what the decimal. So it's I don't know, almost nothing. It's in feet, right? So for 005, 005 is a 16th, 005 is a 16th, 005 is a, you can see that those 3 shots taken at separate times. You know, I shot them, came around, did a couple just to close out, and I think it took another set from, I'm not sure what I took another shot, maybe I just didn't like the shot, but that's how accurate these instruments are. It's just astounding, right? So if you, I think those instrument there, well, I'm not going to get into the price and all that, but they're a pretty good instrument. And that's how you get it in 2D, and then you can create your 2D drawing off of that. Then you can go to the 3D. Actually, you can change this to the elevation view, and then get your elevations. Let's go to back to 3D. But you can take your elevations like this. There you go. I was thinking we measured, it's real close to 10-foot one over here. 0.83, so it's like a quarter-inch difference between this point and that point. So we could close out the information there. And then that's it. Hope that helps you in your career and understand how to use Total Station and get the data into a program and actually work with it. Thanks for watching.